Microsoft, Adobe, IBM, four of the most powerful companies on earth. Each one is or was run by a person born in India. India educated them, India fed them, India's taxpayers subsidized their universities, and then America hired them. Most people call this brain drain a tragedy, India's best minds leaving for the West. But I want to reframe this today. What India is actually running is the world's largest talent subsidy program, and today we are going to calculate exactly what that bill is in rupees per year. We are going to look at the doctors, the engineers, the researchers, the students, every professional category. We will look at what it costs India per person educated and what India gets back. And at the end, I will ask you 3 questions this country needs to answer. Let's start with the size of this. According to the Indian Ministry of External Affairs, 2.5 million Indians emigrate every year. That is approximately one Ahmedabad leaving India every single year. In 2024 alone, over 600,000 people left to the UK, UAE, Canada, Australia, and the United States. The UN's 2020 International Migration Report confirms India saw the sharpest increase in emigration of any country, nearly 10 million people between 2000 and 2020. Then there are the students. As of 2024, 1.33 million Indian students are studying abroad. That is an official government figure from the Ministry of External Affairs tabled in Parliament. Let me break this down by country. Canada hosts 427,000, the United States 337,630, United Kingdom 185,000, Australia 122,202, Germany 42,997. This is not a trickle, this is a pipeline. Now, let's get to the most alarming figure in this entire video, and this one comes from peer-reviewed research. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Development Economics, based on actual JEE exam records, found something extraordinary. Among the top 1000 JEE scorers, 36% have emigrated. But among the top 100 scorers, that number is 62%. India's very best, the people who cracked the toughest exam in the country, more than half of them left. And it is not just engineers. Look at healthcare. According to OECD data for 2020 to 2021, there are approximately 100,000 Indian-born doctors working across OECD countries right now, and 122,000 Indian nurses. India, simultaneously, is short of 2.4 million doctors to meet WHO standards. India has 3.3 doctors per 10,000 people. WHO recommends 22.8. We are running a hospital with 14% of the staff it needs and exporting the rest. In the United States specifically, Indians dominate the skilled worker visa program. In financial year 2024, 71% of all H-1B approvals went to Indians. That is 283,397 people in a single year. This is per official USCIS data, and the Pew Research Center confirms this has been the case every year since 2010. Not 1 year, 15 consecutive years, India has been the top source of America's skilled foreign workforce. Canada tells an equally dramatic story. In 2023, 139,785 Indians received Canadian permanent residency, a 326% jump from 2013 when the number was 32,800. India became, by an enormous margin, the single largest source of new permanent residents in Canada. Think about what that means structurally. Canada is running its immigration system largely on Indian talent. And at the top of this pyramid, Indians are running the world. Sundar Pichai of Google, IIT Kharagpur, Satya Nadella of Microsoft, Manipal University IIT, Arvind Krishna of IBM, IIT Kanpur, Shantanu Narayan of Adobe. According to a government survey cited in parliamentary records, 12% of all scientists in the US are Indians. 36% of NASA scientists are Indians. At Microsoft, 34% of employees. At IBM, 28%. At Intel, 17%. The simplistic answer is money, and money is part of it. But if you look carefully at the data, there are actually five structural reasons and they work together. Cause 1, salary gap. First, the salary gap. A software engineer in India at a top firm earns, in the best case, 25 to 40 lakh rupees per year. The same engineer in the United States on an H-1B visa earns 100,000 to $150,000. That is roughly 83 lakh rupees to 1.25 crore rupees for identical work. The gap is not marginal, it is 3 to 4 times the salary adjusted for purchasing power. For a doctor, the comparison is even starker. An eye strain specialist earns 80,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees per month in India. In the UK's NHS, the same specialization earns 60,000 to 90,000 pounds a year. Cost 2, research infrastructure. Second, research infrastructure. India spends 0.7% of its GDP on R&D. The global average is 1.8%. South Korea spends 4.9%, Israel spends 5.7%, the United States spends 3.5%. What this means practically, a researcher in India cannot get the equipment, the funding, or the peer networks they need to do world class work. So they leave not because they do not love India, but because they cannot do their best work here. Cause 3, opportunity gap and recognition. Third, the recognition gap. India has 1.4 billion people competing for the same positions. In a country of this size, with its seniority driven corporate culture, breakthrough at 30 is nearly impossible. Abroad, meritocracy, though imperfect, offers faster pathways. This is why 83% of IITians who went abroad left for higher studies first, not for money immediately, for opportunity to advance. Cause 4, taxation. Fourth, taxation and business environment. Under India's old tax regime, individuals earning above 5 crore rupees faced a peak rate of 42.7%. The UAE has zero personal income tax, Singapore 22%, Hong Kong 17%. This is a real factor, particularly in the wealth migration. Between 2014 and 2018, 23,000 Indian millionaires emigrated. In 2019 alone, 7,000 millionaires left. Since 2011, 1.6 million Indians have renounced their citizenship. Cause 5, quality of life and systemic issues. And fifth, quality of life. Air quality, infrastructure, traffic, healthcare access, child education options. These are not trivial factors. For someone who can choose, these things matter. This is not about India bashing, it is about understanding the full picture of why talented people make the choices they do.